It's always hard to describe an experience like this to people. My one phrase answer would always be intense and physically and emotionally exhausting.
I guess in 10 days you don't expect to kind of have a roller coaster experience, but I would definitely describe it as that.
When we do, for example, to refer to Nicaragua, when we go and we help, and then we see the community kind of coming together to thank us, it's almost kind of idealistic. Whereas in this trip, I kind of saw the reality that service is messy. And service, a lot of times doesn't produce the results that you want, but nonetheless kind of persisting with that. I think I found God present in the fact that, He's with us there working through these challenges.
I think for me it was really difficult. A lot of my previous experience had been like doing the hammering nails and like actually going to a school and like teaching English. So for me, the idea of being present was kind of hard at first.
And at first it was, like I said, challenging, kind of frustrating because you couldn't directly see the effect that you were having. And in fact, sometimes it almost seemed like you weren't having an effect because you would, you meet with one person that needs your help and then you meet with another group and realize that you couldn't help them. And we can only support them in some ways by just being there. Sometimes that felt like it wasn't enough.
Especially because we did have a language barrier, so you're sitting here just playing with these kids in any way that you can and asking them what their favorite color is because you know how to say that, and letting them teach you. And they still showed such gratitude, and we really, at least at first, felt like we weren't doing anything. We were just there, kind of being with them, and just to see how thankful they are just for that, and how much you can touch someone's life. Like so many lives without really kind of doing any of this physical work that I think it's like an American thing to think that's what we're going to go down and do. We're going to go give them money or we're going to go build houses and that's what we're going to do. But that isn't necessarily what's like the most helpful to them. My perspective has changed a lot on kind of how I do things and the way that I'm motivated, and now I'm realizing that there's a lot of other things that you can be doing that don't cost money. And I think for me that's something that I'm challenging myself to do every day. It's like, how do I maybe give the money or the help or that kind of thing, but how can I also give myself?
Through this trip I learned a lot about what service is. It is more than just maybe doing something tangible, but by being there you're making a connection that also has an effect, even if it's not as clear. I'm really excited to kind of continue to jump into these kind of things.